Hey Defenders, welcome back to the channel. Let's go over some recent developments pertaining to the Renee Good shooting and a further escalation that's happening across the country because a lot of this is very much interconnected. Now, we mentioned earlier that Renee Good was actually part of a group called Ice Watch, and now you're actually starting to see the organized methods of training that they are using across the country, particularly in Minneapolis, where a lot of this is heating up, over in Portland, and in other cities now too, such as cities over in Texas. But first and foremost, I want to look for a moment at the officer that unfortunately shot Renee Good. Because when we reported on this and we started talking about it and we gave our opinion and our professional assessment, in regards to the officer's actions, we had come to the conclusion from a law-based perspective, and just that. We weren't making ought claims or moral claims, but just that based on the criteria and what law enforcement is experiencing, that charges would not be pressed. And from a federal side, they are not being pressed, and it looks like it's going to be a hard sell too on the state side, and it is lining up that way. And why is this? The big thing is, and I'll show it right here, is the video from the officer's perspective, where he, one, can't see the tires of the vehicle. In addition, that you can actually hear the SUV hood hitting the officer. And certainly, you can make the argument, should he not have been in front of the vehicle? I particularly probably would not have myself. But be that as it may, the criteria under Minnesota state law, under Minnesota 609.066, the officer was in the position and the right to proceed with the actions that he took. Again, I am just stating this as an observation. Now, well, furthermore backs this up, and a lot of people are on, talking heads in politics and on X are certainly saying that, like, he was not injured, nothing happened. No, actually, CBS just broke the news this morning. It did end up he was injured and actually suffered internal bleeding, which can be lethal. He has internal bleeding, and he was being treated at the hospital. And so it's just more evidence pushing in the way in the direction of the officer that he was justified in what he did. Again, you don't have to like that if you're somebody that's come onto our channel and definitely doesn't have my viewpoints or some of the other people that are on our community and their viewpoints. You're more than welcome to argue with them, certainly. Okay, I'm just stating our observations, and again, not making an ought claim, but this is what we're dealing with. It has already happened. There's maybe many things that he could, should, or would have done, but be that as it may, it's already happened, and this is the reality that we're dealing with. And a lot of people are reacting emotionally over it instead of waiting for a moment, taking a deep breath, and waiting for more evidence to come out. It's certainly a good idea to ask questions. Absolutely. Okay. But also look at the information and the evidence yourself and make your own assessments. Don't take my word for it. Absolutely. Definitely go seek out other sources as well. Now, this is particularly important because, again, in the connection with the Ice Watch that Renee Good was part of, we're seeing a drastic escalation across the board going through the country. Well, right here in Minneapolis, we just had a group of CBP officers, ICE officers, get doused with human piss. That's right. They had a bottle of piss chucked at them.
Okay with me coming over to take shuttle?
Somebody threw a bottle of piss and went all inside the vehicle and all over the room. Make sure to write that down.
You said someone threw a bottle full of piss at you? Is that what?
Yeah. Can't be running red lights. You guys are gonna T-bone into some family.
You're okay with me coming over to take shuttle?
Somebody threw a bottle of piss and it went all inside the vehicle too, and all over me. So that's the peaceful protest you're seeing. You guys can't be running red lights. You guys are gonna T-bone into some family. Yeah, for sure. Drive safe, come on.
And frankly, that's it. That absolutely vile. I get the protest thing, the noise making, even if you are against those things that are happening. But this paid agitation and trying to, essentially what it's called is de-arresting, where they're trying to basically, when somebody is getting taken into custody, to unarrest them, to create such pressure on the officers. And this is directly from the training by that anti-ICE groups like Ice Watch are doing right now, but try to make such public pressure on that officer that they would let them go. And unfortunately, these individuals aren't budging. I'm certainly leaning on the side of ICE officers and trying to deport these individuals in the wake, especially right here in Minnesota, in the wake of now we're looking at $9 billion in fraud that have left the state. And it's absolutely atrocious, and we're going to look more at that in one of our next videos that's going to be coming up. And it continues to get worse and worse. And this one, we've got a lady right here, again in Minneapolis, that tried to ram officers and wedge them in between her car and another vehicle, while onlookers, bystanders who were very anti-ICE, were encouraging her to go, 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 go.
Go that way. Hey, back the fuck up.
Sidewalk, 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 sidewalk. You can fill up on the sidewalk.
Force is not law. Force is not law. You are not following the law.
I will say this part did amuse me, though. As she's getting carried away, she then starts to scream, "I'm autistic, I have brain injuries, put me down, I'm disabled." I just thought that was kind of humorous, as she then starts grasping at straws in the reality of that she is now being arrested for, one, obstructing legal processes, which is illegal and can be upwards to a felony in the state of Minnesota, and then there's the federal charges on top of that. Hell, here's the aftermath of a teacher that decided to actively ram into an ICE officer's vehicle next to school property to try to stop them from what they were doing, and then she got yanked out of her car and arrested, while onlookers who were anti-ICE were then basically saying, you can't do this, you can't do this, this is near a school. I'm like, no, actually, they can.
There are children here. Yeah. This is a school. This is a school. You are at a school on...
So I really just wanted to cover that. You can really see there is a whole lot of escalation that's happening around these ICE protests, and now we have upwards to 2,800 ICE officers, CBP officers, DHS police on the boots on the ground right now in Minneapolis going through, and a lot of these guys are not just deportations and not just looking into illegal immigrants in the country. Some of these officers are actively going through the fraud right now. So this is a good thing, I believe, especially if we can get restitution, some amount of justice for the citizens here in Minnesota who have worked bled and sweat for their families and for their state and for their country, and yet they are just getting robbed blind by all the fraud that's been allowed to be perpetrated by the Somali community here in Minnesota and Waltz's government. So anyways, thanks for sticking around. Remember, it's to stay prepared, not scared. Mike with Aegis Defense Solutions.